What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. We're chilling, you guys. We're chilling at 325. I swear that's where it's been the last 4 days now. It's just right in this area. I think yesterday it was 321 when I made my video. So we're chilling. We're waiting. I'm kind of under the impression we might move up first and then down. But I genuinely do think that this like $290 to $310 area is where we're going to find support. That's going to be our last little flush. Maybe we move up first and then head on down to this zone here, something like that, but just a little bit lower. That's kind of my expectation. Nothing's changed. The chart is moving sideways. The whole point of this video is to just keep you guys updated daily with some content. You can see in the chart in the 4 hour, this thing can't make up what it wants to do. It wants to go down, just kidding. It wants to go up, just kidding. Down, just literally a very tight consolidation phase. Being that you moved down into it, seeing a little bit of a correction wouldn't be too crazy, right? Something, again, that would be up to about, you're at 325, something that'd be around like 340 to 350 is what I would expect, something like that. Maybe like 355. But then from there down, right? And if we look at that just based on price, that's where I got that from. But based on the fibs, I mean, literally right there, 618 to 669 is 348 to 352. So 341 to 352, somewhere in that range is where I expect Bitcoin Cash to go before moving lower. Absolutely, I think it is going to move lower. Absolutely, I could be wrong. It does not have to move up first. It could just move down and do what I expect it to do. I'm not saying that to be like I'm going to be right either way, right? If right now I'm calling for it to move up first and then down. Ultimately, of course, I've been calling for it to move down, right? And as we've gotten down here, I'm calling for us to go lower now than I was when we were up here. But again, the point of me saying that is not to say that I'm right or wrong. I don't care about that. It's about just laying out the options, right? Like if I'm saying I'm expecting this to happen and then that doesn't mean that if we just move down that it's all over and it's the end of life, right? No, it just means, okay, cool, we didn't move up first, we just moved down, we're getting it out of the way, find support, and then we'll move up. It'll be the real deal. Bada bing, bada boom. We're on our way to the skies. We're doing green dragon things at that point. But it all starts with this next low, which I think will come in around, again, 310 to 290, somewhere in that zone. I do believe we'll get a daily close below this price here at about $310. So once we get that daily close, we're going to be very close. Until then, we're just waiting. We're waiting. More and more videos like this where we're just dragging ass and doing nothing. So hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you for watching the channel and watching these videos day in and day out. You guys are the best. You're the reason why I do this. It is, trust me, it is just as boring to talk about it and analyze it as it is, I'm sure, for you to watch the same stuff over and over and over again. But we do this. We're patient. We persevere so that when the good times roll, we're prepared for what's to come, right? And the good times are upon us. It's any day now, any week now. Love ending the videos, especially in times like this. Love ending the videos with this. But we have prices that are like $936, $1,300. That's our next target zone at a minimum, right? Just at a standard minimum. But based on Bitcoin Cash's behavior, I think there's nothing wrong with expecting a little more. We absolutely could. This 1886200 area has been messed with a couple times in this bull run already. So obviously not this one, but from this high to low, from that high to low, stuff like that. So and then not only that anything really higher than this high, technically with the way that this is moving, right, because it's a downward sloping trend line, we don't even actually have to break that high before breaking this trend, right? We might do something like this where we move up, we break this consolidation phase, we move up, we break the trend, and then we form some kind of double top where we consolidate along this line and then we move up. Something like that, could happen. But all I'm trying to say is that whenever we break through this, when we start seeing these extensions, I don't believe it's going to stop here. I don't believe we're breaking this multi-cycle downtrend, downward trending resistance line, I should say. Because it's not a multi-cycle downtrend, it's a multi-cycle consolidation phase with a multi-cycle downward sloping resistance line. When we break this, I would assume we don't stop here. I would assume we see higher targets in mind, right? Deeper zones in mind, right? But the next area to focus on, something to get excited about nonetheless, is prices at $936 to $1,300, potentially $1,700 to $2,400 by the end of the year, stuff like that. So it all starts when it starts. When it starts, I don't know, but soon enough, right? Until then, we'll just keep making videos about Bitcoin Cash at a price between 227 and 220, because that seems to be where it's been. I don't know, man. Check the videos from the past 4 days. I bet they've all been in that exact range. At any rate, that's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. A little bit of upside, a little bit of downside, and then a lot of upside to come, right? Perfect area to buy. If anybody's watching this still, and you're like, yeah, but you didn't answer the question. The whole reason I watched this video was, is it a good time to buy? Absolutely. It's a great time to buy. You're literally, I mean, it's probably, I genuinely can't believe the price is still here. We're this far into the cycle and you have the opportunity to buy here. Like, it's pretty awesome. You're at this previous high, right? Up here, this previous high, right here and going down, it seemed like a dumb decision. Up here, you would have killed to buy at these prices. We're right here right now. We're retrospectively, prospectively, what's the word I'm looking for? We're just going to leave it at retrospective and prospective. It makes sense to buy here. It's a good area to buy. What's the word? It starts with an H. It's hindsight. In hindsight, right? Hindsight, this is a much better price to buy. It's a very, very good price to buy. And if we take this low to this high, literally went to your golden ratio zone. The 618, look it up, go to Google, type in what's the golden ratio. Type in what is 0.618. It's the golden ratio of life. Everything, like literally everything in this universe revolves around the golden ratio. From a psychological standpoint, from a physical standpoint, from an economic standpoint, just everything seems to revolve around it. Nature, again, people, trading, computer algorithms, spirals in the galaxy, just everything. That's where we found support, right there. We are only not even 20% above that right now, which, don't get me wrong, 20% higher. It's not the most ideal. It'd be more ideal to buy it right in that zone, of course, but tomato, you say you bought here on this whole dip, you're buying at a very good price, right? Like from the whole range, from a high to a low, you're literally, and that's what this fib tool is, right? It's like a measurement in percentages of the range specifically. It's not like this, right? Like this says 236, it's 23.6%. But that doesn't mean that if you take from top to the 236, it's going to be 23.6%. That doesn't mean if you take from the bottom to here, it's 23.6%. Although that's pretty close at 25% there, coincidentally. That's not what it means. It just means like in perspective and in the aspect of this move from a high to a low, you've got your percentages laid out, and a very key one to look at. I think a very key one to look at whenever you're trying to decide if you should buy, if you should sell, if you should do anything in a given range, right? From a high point to a low point here, that 0.5, the 50, that's the halfway point of the given range. Now, on a log scale, the halfway point, it might not look like the halfway point, but it is based on the log, right? On a linear scale, it's a little bit easier to see. If that doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. You don't need to know what those words mean, but just what I'm saying is the 0.5, the 50% mark, anytime you're below that, if you're looking at the whole move from an all-time or a cycle high to the low that you've just missed, but you could have bought, but you didn't, and now you're asking if I should buy here, you're looking at this, you're like, well, damn, I'm still on the lower half of this correction down. To me, that's a great time to, if you're below the 50% line, yes, is the answer. It's a great time to buy. You're below the 23.6% of this move. You're below a quarter of this move so far. You're in the lower quadrant of this move overall. Absolutely. I believe the price will go lower. 310 to 290, maybe even 280. I believe it will go lower. It's a perfect area to buy. I don't think it can get any better. And I don't think there will be any remorse in a month's time, in 2 months' time, 4 months' time for buying at these prices. And with that, I leave you. So take care. See you guys on the next one. Again, hit that like button. Bye-bye.